Hey everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn about the Splunk, the overview of the Splunk, and the main components of the Splunk. We'll learn about the basics of search indexes and the alerts. And we are also going to learn about the SPL, how we're going to craft a SPL query using the ChatGPT, and we are going to automate the whole threads into Splunk using the Sigma rules. So stay tuned and watch the full video. Hey everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to learn about the Splunk, right? And let me break down what we are going to learn about in this video. So we are going to learn about what are the first and basic things of a Splunk, right? What are the use cases of Splunk, where do we use it, how much the pricing, what are the really use cases of it, how much big organization has to be use of a Splunk. We're going to learn about log analysis, how you're going to analyze log and what is a log. We are going to also learn about the Splunk architecture for security teams, like what is the use cases of Splunk and how you can use all of it. Right? There are different components of the Splunk like indexer, search, forwarders, SPL commands. So I don't want you to take all these jargons in your head. I want you to very much stress-free before we jump into the tutorial. So learning about the basic component of the Splunk, right? But we are not going to stop till there. We are going to learn a lot of things, like how we are going to make a search, how we can use the ChatGPT and create a threat intel automations, how we can make use of Sigma rules and craft SPL queries for our Splunk. So we are going to learn the basics and overview of a Splunk. This will be a very much like a crash course for you guys, and I would love to keep all this thing into a very much in a beginner friendly thing. I will make you to understand what are the simple and basic words or technical words that I'm going to use here, right? So coming to the point, let's understand what is a Splunk in this video. Before we do jump into the different contents of it, we have to very much understand what is the foundation of a Splunk, right? And before I get into it, I wanted to understand Splunk comes under the SIEM. What is a SIEM? SIEM is for Security Information Event Management, and let me take it out here. I don't know. Alright. So here we have, right? So SIEM is for Security Information Management, right? What it does is, I'll help you to understand what is an event and what is the use cases of SIEM. Before understanding about logs, log analysis tool and SIEM, you have to understand what is a log. Whatever we are doing, even in this phone or in this camera or in this computer, whatever we are doing, let's say we are clicking another new tab, is an event, right? Any kind of action that we are doing particularly on a system is an event, right? And why we need of use of this case, let's say I have a company and I have 100 of employees, and as a security team you cannot wait until the attack happens, until someone from your team comes up and say, hey security team, I think there is something wrong about my computer, I see a little bit of virus popping up, I want you to help me out. Before you go and check it out, before you become the first responder of that incident, that virus would have already been destroyed or already been done what is the purpose of that virus has been created for. So it will be very much complex and will be very too late to respond such kind of attacks, right? So organization wants to proactively look into different kind of events that is happening inside of their employees' laptop or servers or any kind of device they want to take a look into it, right? So that is called Security Information Event Management, where we manages different kind of event with its information related to the security. So that is the platform. What is a SIEM software, right? So it's an approach for security management that combines event, threat, and risk data into one single system to improve the detection and remediation of security issues. Right? That's it. But before we jump into it, let's understand what are the examples of a SIEM, right? Before let's say SIEM, right? So we have Splunk, we have IBM QRadar, you have Extrabeam, you have Datadog is also another. I think we have Wazoo. Wazoo is open source SIEM. So we can say SIEM examples open source. These are the open source SIEM platform. ELK Stack is another. Elasticsearch is another open source tool. It's a very interesting tool, and they have two kind of pricing. First is open source. You can go and install it, and you can do it self-hosted, where you can install it in your server or in your machine. There's another pricing point where they provide you the cloud structure, a cloud platform where you get all the logs and you can look around all of your logs. So you don't have to take care of hosting your SIEM. You don't have to take care of pricing of too much of it. Like, you don't want to make it complex deployment and stuff. You don't want to take care of like a storage part. Like, it doesn't matter, right? You have self-hosted. You have ingesting a lot of logs, and the storage consumes much of it. Now again, you have to swap into different virtual storage or whatsoever. So you don't want to take care of all the complex thing. So you can use Elasticsearch, which is an open source, and also give a free, not a free, a enterprise version for their cloud platform. So in your spare time, you can install any of it. I would suggest you to start with the ELK or the Wazoo. These are the open source. You can install it in a local machine and you can start doing it, right? And understanding of a log, we have understood what is a SIEM, right? So we have understood, let's say, what is a SIEM. Now we are going to understand what is a log. SIEM is a platform where we ingest a lot of logs and different kind of logs, and we manages all the events inside of the SIEM. Now coming to the point, what is a log? What is a log, right? So we have to understand what is a log analysis before we get into, we have to understand what is a log before we get into the log analysis. The log analysis is when performed where you see different suspected events in a device. Let me break it for you guys. Let's say this is a phone. Let's say this is a phone. Let's say I want to take care of. Okay, right. So let's say this is a Splunk. This book, this copy is a Splunk, right? And I have an organization. I have 100 of employees. So all this 100 of employees have all the 100 of systems. These pages are the systems. Okay. Now I want to monitor all their systems activities. I cannot go and approach to every one of you like, hey Shub, I want to check your computer. Hey Shubham, I want to check your computer. Hey Harry, I want to check your computer. It doesn't happen like this, right? Security measures has to be deployed, and before you deploying security measures, you must own it. You must own the device capabilities before you're going to put your security measures. So for an organization, it's very complex to look around 100 of employees, their activities, what's happening. So we use Splunk. So every action that is happening inside of these employees' computers are being termed as event, and we take all this event, right, from 100 of computers, and we ingest it into one single SIEM platform, Security Information Event Management Platform, right? And we will jump into it. And this every event is a log, and log is just like you're carrying sudden events and you're showing it to your security team, and they analyze if there is any kind of suspicious activities inside the log or inside the event. And apart from this, they write a lot of detection rules, so they don't have to open up the log or Splunk platform and every time they have to check it or sit 24 hours on the Splunk and keep looking for the events. And so they write a different kind of rules which triggers when certain activity happens, and they get alarms that okay, this employee computer has run let's say ransomware.exe or virus.exe file, let's say. Now coming to the point, we have understood what is a SIEM log, and every log is termed as an event. Sorry, every event is termed as a log, and we can choose what kind of events we want to log, right? So this is basically about the Splunk, and let's jump into the different sort of things that we have. We can see inside of a Splunk, and I want to take this here. So let's cut it up. Okay, all right. I think here. So this is the basically Splunk interface. If you are using a cloud platform or you have installed the Splunk in your server, and once you have installed it, the first time when you are going to open it up, you will see such kind of interface, right? And first and foremost that we are going to see here is let me do it in this way. Let me put it this way. Sorry. So we see search and reporting. Right, we go to search and reporting at first, and from this we can see search a lot of things. But before we want to search, we want to understand the basic components of how these things are happening. So for example, as I told you, there are 100 of employees, right? There's no magic that all the logs or all the events directly ingesting into Splunk with some magic. No, it doesn't happen. So we have to install, let's say, agents inside of the employees systems. The technical term is not agent. There's a different term of it where you installed a Splunk like an agent package in all their systems, and those agent is going to ingest all the logs, all the activities from the system, throwing it directly to the Splunk via the API, via different sort of transportation of data. And before we jump into here, we want to make sure we have to understand. First thing is indexes. This is Splunk documentation. So see, the main features, the main components of Splunk are indexing, search. Then we have alerts, we can create dashboards, reports and stuff. The basic, we have to understand the search, alerts and indexing. So what is the indexing? I told you indexing is a what's there? Oh, my bad. So what is the indexing? I'll show you. So whenever you have installed your Splunk, or if your company have been using already a Splunk, you want to see what kind of indexes they have. What is the meaning of indexes? As I told you, all the events that is happening inside of this 100 of computers, right? And let's say I want to categorize, right? So there are servers, there are employees' computers, which are called endpoints. Endpoints are the end devices where the people are using. So we call it endpoints. So we have different servers, we have endpoints, we have cloud, we have applications, different layers of systems inside of an organization. So we don't have to take care of all these things. Let's say we want to install and fetch all the logs from the employees' devices. We will take care of cloud, we'll take care of different servers, later. But as of now, let's focus on the employee systems. So all these are the employee systems, right? And what I'm going to do is all the systems have a Splunk installed, and all these systems are going to send all the events to our Splunk. Is that clear? So once all the events are coming inside of a Splunk, it will be a very much scattered or unorganized. So we create an index. So index is like think this is the page, right? This is the page cover. These are the page cover, right? So we use this page cover to make sure organize all these pages. These pages are employee devices. So this is like an index. We cover it up, or we think like a bucket where we ingest all the events of employees systems inside of one single index. And such like this, we can create n number of index inside of Splunk. Let's say we have this index of cloud servers, we have index of a mobile application, we have index of endpoint devices, we have index of different like contractor devices. We can create n number of indexes as much as we want, where we categorize different sort of events into one single bucket, right? So if this is the first time you are working with a Splunk, and your team has already deployed the Splunk, or already been using the Splunk, now you want to see what kind of indexes we have. So if you go to the settings and index, right? So settings and index, and you can see all these different indexes that we already have it. And I'm not sure which one is going to be work, but let's check it out. Different indexes. So we have understood what is the indexing. Now we'll jump into the Splunk. Search. So we will pick up any one of it. I don't know which one we want to take it out. All these are small. I'm not sure. Let's take Windows event logs. I don't know if it's. Go to Splunk Enterprise, to the search bar. Now all the search that we are going to do are termed as like we have to write a query, right? It's like a command that you run. So it's like index equal to, right? So we just say index equal to, and I want to add with event logs. I want to see whether we can find any kind of events. No. Alright, so this index doesn't have any kind of index. Within 24 hours we can change the 24 hours to 7 days, 30 days, depending on the time. Let's say audit, and the moment that you see, once you have added the indexed command query, and it will keep suggesting you all the matching terms. So let's say audit index. So there is audit index, and you can see these are the events. All these are the events, but these events are scattered. We want to make sure see it in a very table format or better view format. But these are the fields inside of this index. We want to see, let's say Splunk. So I think this is the audit of Splunk. Like whoever is all the events that is happening inside of the Splunk is been put under this audit event. So let's say event admin. So I clicked on user equal to admin. This is a field name. So inside of this audit index, I'm using a user admin. So we will see all the events related to the user admin now. And we want to see different other things of the user admin. Let's say search ID, time, something I want to see that which are going to be a little sensible, because I have never opened this. There are a lot of things. but I'm not sure. Execution time, locate errors. There's nothing interesting looks to me. Alright, so info, index, changes. Alright. Let's say path. I want to see all the path of this admin events that they are doing. Alright, so I want to say, let's say table path. I think I have to join the command and there's something wrong about it. It's not coming up, showing up. But alright, no problem. You can check it different way. हम लोग user admin, we are looking into the user admin. Now we want to take care of a field path, right? So before we get, let's say we use ChatGPT. Come on, buddy, come on. I don't want all this bullshit. Let's say ChatGPT. Come on, dude, come on. You don't play with me, right? So here we have the path. Like we want looking around with this path. So this path. You want to see inside of Splunk user admin search history. These are the paths, and we can look around any kind of field. Let's say I want to see all the path fields of the user admin that they have created. And we can table the format, I'm not sure. Alright, okay, it doesn't work like this. Or what? Let's say path equal to, alright, and let's say table path. So we can see all the path that the admin had looked into of the Splunk. So I'm using an index for the Splunk itself. Like there's all the events of what you're doing inside of the Splunk is being also stored inside of the Splunk. So we're just checking out this because we don't have anything configured here like window employee devices or endpoint devices or servers or sort of thing. So we are just using an example of an index, that how you can use the index, how you can pick up the field names, and you can actually view as a table format inside of all the events, and you can pick it up any kind of an event field, right? So this is what about SPL command, not SPL command, we say SPL queries. So Splunk SPL queries. So these are SPL commands. We use queries, SPL command regex, and all this. So we're going to take care of all these things because I'm showing you what are the basic commands that you can create to figure out all the event fields and event data inside of a Splunk. So awesome, we have learned about the basic of index, search, head, and we'll learn about forwarders. So there are two kind of forwarders, Splunk forwarders. Let's say what it does is, so it will send all the information logs, right? All the example logs to a third party or to an indexer. So it just helps you to forward, right? So there are three type of forwarder. One is light, heavy, and universal. So the universal contains forwarding data, nothing more or less, just the forwarding data. The heavy forwarder contains index, search, forward data and certain features which can be disabled or enabled to reduce system resources. And light forwarder is already has like a sort of a template where the main sort of event fields or logs are being sent to the Splunk or third party. So these are the basic forwarders of Splunk, and we have understood of Splunk, and we have crafted a basic SPL command, right? So let's say how you can use the chat GPT to create such kind of SPL command. Let's say, oh my god, I will use a Gemini, or maybe, I'm not sure, or chat GPT maybe, right? So I'll just use a chat GPT, and here we can use the chat GPT. And let's say here we have admin and path and table path, right? So we don't want all these things. Let's say we want to figure out all these things from chat GPT. So I'll ask chat GPT to share me. Oh, my bad. Okay. Let's say I'll just copy all the event fields, maybe. So I'll say craft and so craft an SPL query for interesting fields of admin and the path field. So this will look into the event fields and it will just give us the SQL command. See, these are the important fields that we can take a look into, and you can give a specific field name that, give me a this field names. Okay. I'll use this, and let's see if it's alright. So see, I will give us all the what the admin have searched inside of Splunk. It will give us all the results, right? So you can pick out the field names, and you can find out all the event that is coming inside of the field name, which fields are interesting, and how you can create a different kind of crafted command, right? So this is the basic way of how you can create a craft and SPL command using chat GPT and using an event. Now you can you want to make sure that I would say that when I'll need an alert. I will need an alert when user admin ever search for index Windows or Win system logs or whatever the indexes that we have. I told you, right? For example, I'll just open a new tab. Let's see. Alright, so I'll just go to indexes, so we can create an alert saying when there is Windows events log, when or Windows server Windows events, right? So when there is when the admin searches Windows events, I want an alert. So I'll say as alert. So craft and SPL alert So this will give us an alert that when there is a search of index Windows events by the admin, it will give us an Splunk alert. And the Splunk alert can be integrated with your third party like a Slack or a message or a WhatsApp message or a Google Meet message or any sort of integration that you want, or like a Jira ticket whatsoever. So I'll copy this and you can let's say search. So you won't get any kind of event because we haven't figured out all this. Just a minute. So basically, once you created the SPL command, you can save it as a new dashboard, and I don't think there is an option, but in the enterprise version you can see an option called alert, where you will save such kind of SPL command into an alert, so that whenever someone let's say search, in this case searches index Windows event, we will get alert. So if someone of the admin user searches index equal to Windows events, we will get an alert saying, hey, someone is looking for Windows event, or admin is looking for Windows event. So these are the Splunk alerts. We have looked into what are the Splunk alerts and how we can create alerts. Now once we have understand what is a SPL, now let's jump into the threat intel automation, how we can create a threat intel automation. So the alerts that we are going to save here as an alert option, we are creating a detection rule, right? That whenever we see this trigger a detection or an alert. That's what we're doing. Now we will use a more scalable version, right? More scalable version of threat detection. So we go to Sigma. There is something called Sigma rules. So we have Yara rules, we have Sigma rules, different kind of rules in a threat intelligence, where threat intelligence and detection community. So here we are going to use the Sigma rules. So once you search for Sigma rules, you go to this repository, Sigma mail, right? And all these, inside of this, all these are the different kind of rules. Let's say I want the rules for threat intel or Windows, maybe file or file delete. So this will give us when there is a deletion of a file, it will give us an alert. You understand this? And so this is a YAML file of a Sigma. What we can do is we can go to this website, sigconverter.io. I don't know, there was some issue with their latest website, and so I've been using the old version of it. So you can go to Web Archive and search for SIG Converter website, and you choose for your date, choose your back date, and the YAML file that we have found out from this rule. We're gonna copy this and we say, oh my bad. So basically once you paste here, you get a Splunk command or a you cannot work into this, but eventually you get this kind of option that how you want to convert the Sigma rule for the Splunk or for Sentinel-1, for Loki, right? And let's see if the website's able to convert it or not. Even it doesn't able to convert it, even it not able to convert it, what I mean is you can use this called Sigma to Splunk alert, where you install the Sigma to Splunk alert in your machine, and you just give a Sigma Splunk and we give you a rule, and it will create a rule for our Splunk alert. That's it. And here also see, I'm not able to select the target here, I don't know why, but eventually you just pressed it. I'm not sure why it's happening, because it's been working, this website has been working for a few days. But yeah, you can figure out that Sigma to Splunk alert converter, you'll get different kind of websites and repos where you can convert and get the Splunk alerts, and you just copy the Splunk alert SPL command as just like this, save it as this. And we can also create like a stable view, we can create a dashboard. So if, let's say if you go to the dashboard option, you'll see all the dashboards that you can create or which have been created previously. This is like a simple dashboard, but yeah, you can create a different sort of a dashboard inside of a Splunk. And overall, these are the basic components and understandable how you can use a Splunk using the indexer, search it, using SQL queries, how you can get in the log. You can do a log analysis of an event. Let's say in this time the user accessed this application, the user have downloaded this application from the last 15 days, user have deleted all these files in their system from last 15 days. So this is the use cases of Splunk, how we can get into the logs event and we analyze. And there are different SIEM platform that you can use. So yeah guys, this is all about the Splunk. I hope you liked it. It was worth understanding of Splunk. So next time whenever you are into a new job, whenever you are trying to set up your SIEM or SOC profiles inside of your local machine or your server, you can install Splunk and you can play around with it. Splunk also has the certifications, you can go and check it out. If you're fluent enough in Splunk, you can go and do the certifications. And Splunk is an enterprise tool. This is a very handy tool and very much used in the industry. So I vouch you guys to learn Splunk as much as you can, and probably I'll come up with more Splunk videos. But till now it is all about the Splunk. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys.